Hey nerds, you want to do some science? And I hope so, because this time you guys are going to do it all yourselves. And I cannot wait to see what you come up with. So I hope you've already watched the video where I did the ivory soap experiment where we heated it up in the microwave. And if you didn't watch it yet, you need to stop this and go back and watch that first. In that video, I showed you how to use a Google Slide form to fill out your experiment notes. So I'm going to show you how to access those here in a really special at-home science experiment. So shrinking me. Any minute now. Here I am. Okay, so I'm logged in as Allie. I put her in a pretend class. Allie's my daughter, in case you forgot. So I'm going to click on this pretend class to take me here. And here, let me move me way over here. I think will be a good spot. So you see we've got a new assignment right here that Mrs. Brandon posted, pretend experiment. It's not going to be pretend for you, but oh, I do want to move over here. Sorry, follow the Mrs. Brandon. Okay, this is what your experiment page will look like. You will have some instructions here, and you will have two purple internet links here, and then a whole bunch of Google Slides, and you will see all of our names, all of our class names here. Quick tip, if you are one of my Bellas, be sure and look for your last initial to make sure that you have your correct name. Isabella, I couldn't remember if you go by Isabella or just Bella. So this is Isabella. This is Annabella Mullins, who goes by Bella, and this is Bella Ashlock. Okay, so be sure, and grown-ups at the house, you might help them out and make sure they click on the correct one, because if they start working on somebody else's Google Slide, it'll mess up their work. Before we actually get to that, here's what you're going to do. We'll scroll back up here. It says, choose an at-home science experiment to do with a grown-up from these two websites. That's these purple websites here. Then you'll click on your name to pull up your own Google Slide to fill out the scientific process as you do it. You can submit pictures here by clicking add or create. Don't just click mark as done, okay? Let's do something, all right? This is gonna be good stuff. This is gonna be for a science test grade. So this is a big part of your report card. And it says, I can't wait to see what you nerds come up with. So here is your mission, nerds. You're gonna, these are these two websites, and have a grown-up look over these with you and decide what will be the best one. I'm gonna click on this top one right here. It's gonna take me to a website. And these are science experiments that are fun for kids. And so I'm just gonna look through these and maybe click one and say, that looks cool, but I don't know. But this one, all you need is a glass plate bowl or a picture frame, a dry erase marker, and some water. So that's a pretty simple one to do. But maybe I want to make a volcano instead. So I'm going to click that one and take a look at these materials. Ooh, that's a lot of materials. I don't know if I have all those. Okay, so you see how you kind of look around and hit the back button to go back to the list. If none of those look good, and my goodness, there's a whole bunch, even more than I realized. That's awesome. If none of those are what you want, we can go away from there and go back to our experiment page on Google Classroom, and then click the second link. And this one has less, but less than the other one. The other one really has more than I thought. This one explains it more than just showing the quick little pictures. So, we've got a rainbow in a glass. We've got gooey slime, and you'll just click the one you want to do, and some of them take you to videos on how to make them, or some of them you can just click the link and it'll take you to how to do it. Okay, so that is what you're going to do to choose your experiment. All right, so you're going to use one of these purple links to choose a science experiment. If you have something else that you've been wanting to try that you would like to do instead of something that's on these lists, that's okay. If you have something that you think is cooler than anything you saw on those two lists and the grown-up in your house approves it as a science experiment, I'm good with that. okay? I want this to be your own. I don't want everybody to do the same thing. I would love for you to do your own thing. So here's what you're going to do. So you've chosen your experiment. Then you're going to gather the materials you need. You've got some time. You've got a whole week to get this done. I'm not going to make this one do for an entire week because I think that'll be plenty of time to gather the materials you need if you want to do one of the fancier ones. So you're going to find your name. I'm just going to pretend like I'm Adeline since she's first. You're just going to click on that once and it will pull up the same looking Google slide that I showed you guys. It just takes a second to pull everything up. The same one that I showed you guys whenever I did the ivory soap experiment. So just click OK. Your name, Adeline's name is already on here. You will click in the box, type your observation before you start the experiment. I'm just going to type la 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 to show you. You click in the box to ask your why question or what question. What will happen? Why does this happen? What do I think will happen? You're going to make your hypothesis. Click in this box and type in your hypothesis. And then you're going to write the steps of your experiment. Now, when you're working with Google Slides, for instance, this box really isn't as big as I wish it was. And so the cool thing about it is maybe with a grown-up's help, you can move it around a little bit. It might not line up perfectly with the blue box, but you can make it go all the way to here. And if that green arrow is in the way, I don't know if it lets you, it does not let you move the green arrow, okay? But you can type la 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 la. You can type through that whole section. So it's okay if you run out of space. All right, you can make that bigger. You can also, another cool thing to do is when you begin to start typing, if you go up here, you see where it says 18? That's the size of the font. That's the size of the letters. If you do the minus, if you click the minus sign a few times, see that number going down? And see how when I do that, the little dash thing gets smaller. Okay, look. Oops. Click, click, click. See how tiny that writing is? That is hard to read, but if that's what you have to do to get it to fit inside the experiment box and that's the way you like it, that's fine with me because I can always enlarge it later when I'm looking at it. Here is the cool thing. I'm going to change these settings so it's, I don't remember what it was at. I think it was at 18. Here's the cool thing about Google Slides. So you have your own, okay? Everybody has their own name. And listen, it's very, very important that you do not touch anybody else's, okay? I'll be able to tell if you made edits on this. It'll give me a little message that said, Jimmy wrote on Tabitha's Google slide. I'll be able to see that. So don't try to be sneaky or silly, all right? Let's do this real. This is for a test grade. This is serious, okay? Serious, nerdy stuff. So it's very important that you only do this on yours. So if you click on a name, I'm going to put the question mark back there. If you click on a name and then you look at this and you realize, oh, that's not my name. I'm on the wrong one. Here's what you can do. Okay, let's pretend like I'm Jimmy, and I thought I clicked Jimmy, but when I looked at my paper, that says Adeline. Before you do anything, just X out of this up here, right next to the name, and then find your name and make sure you're only on your name. So notice when I click on Noli's, his name says Noli at the top. All right. The magic. I forgot to explain the magic of Google Slides. So the magic of Google Slides is that whatever you type here, I'll be able to see on my end. So you do not have to submit anything for this assignment to get a grade for this test. Now, if you want to attach pictures or videos of your science experiments, I would love to see what you guys come up with. That would make me so happy. So if you want to submit pictures or videos, I'm going to show you how to do that. But the only thing you have to do to get a good grade on this test is to do all the steps of the experiment here. This page, and there are 2 pages, so you'll see a 1 and a 2. Click 2. Write your results, what happened, and then write your conclusion. What did you learn? Was your hypothesis correct or incorrect? Okay, did your prediction come true or were you way off? Remember, is it okay to have a flop? It is okay to have a flop. That's the cool thing about science. You try things and if it's a flop, that's okay. No big deal. Okay, so let's pretend that we finished all of these steps and both of these steps. Next, you don't have to save it. You don't have to send it to me. This magically will show up in my computer. It's not magic, it's technology, but it might as well be magic to me. So it's science is what it is. See right here where it says last edit was made 26 minutes ago. That just shows the thing that I did a long time ago from my spot. So anything you type, I'll be able to see. So you do not have to save your Google slide. If you want to send me pictures, you can either email them to me or you can go back to our experiment page right here and see where it says mark as done or add or create. You can click add and then you can choose a file from your computer, like a photo. Okay. Oh, actually this file is pulling things up on my Google Drive. So the easiest thing to do is to save a picture onto your Google Drive and add it that way. If you're on a device like an iPad, I think it looks a little bit different on your end, but I think there's a way for you to add pictures. And if there's not, please let me know. But it should be the same thing y'all have been doing this whole time. I just wanted to let you know that this part right here is extra. This right here is the part you have to do. You have to do your Google slide. That is what will get you 100 on your test, okay? Happy science experimenting. Have fun being a real life nerd. And I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Let me know if you have any questions about this process. I'll be glad to help you. Thanks.